He just goes. He doesn't know what the terminus is. He doesn't know what the destination is. He just gets on the bus. I don't care. I'm serious. Just give me a Diet Coke and let me start talking. We actually always say, because they often happen during our hours, so we're watching carefully, and my producers always say, when he gets to Space Force, we're almost done. I should also note, I have no idea what Space Force is, but I love it. I literally have no idea. I'm not sure they do actually know what it is either, but I can say that if my son, who's 21, called me, he's a senior in college, and said, you know what, I thought I was going into, whatever, private equity, but I think I'm joining Space Force. I would be my first question would be, what's the uniform like? The second question would be, the second thing I would say is, I'm so proud of you, boy. Anyway, but the point is, other than Space Force, the one recurring moment in every Trump speech, and the reason that people like these speeches so much, is he actually does, because he's not working strictly from a script, he does get caught right up in it. I mean, it's just you see who he is in the speech, because that really is who he is. And trust me, I know him. That's who he is. This is exactly, less profanity, probably slightly less, but that's actually him. And he gets so caught up in it, there's always one moment where he looks out and they start cheering him, and of course he loves that. And he goes, you know what? I love you. I love you. First of all, who talks like that? The answer, of course, is only people who mean it. And by the way, there are many kinds of love. I don't know if this is a love that's going to call you the next day. I don't judge. But in that moment, it's totally real. It's 100% real. He stops in the middle of this, he looks out and he's like, you know what? I love these people. And because he's emotionally incontinent, he can't keep that in. And no, I'm not joking. And the first time it happened, having spent a whole lifetime watching political speeches, I'm like, what was that? And then I realized that was an authentic moment. And the crowd understands that, not because they think about it, but because they can feel it. Because the truth, the deep truth, underneath all of it is we know who you are. This is true of everyone. A lot of our conversations are pure 100% pretense, where we're all overthinking things and rationalizing them and going along with someone else's rationalization when the truth is right in front of our faces. You meet someone for 2 minutes and you know who that person is. You can smell it. It's an animal sense that we're born with. And other species don't override it with their higher brain, but we do. And I always tell my children, don't do that. If you think someone's dishonest, if you can smell it, he's dishonest. That person's dishonest. And I'm sorry to sound like a Democratic senator now. I do believe in due process, by the way. I don't think we ought to imprison anyone on the basis of odor. But I do think because I believe in fairness, but I do believe in our personal lives, we always know who other people are. Always. Who is really shocked by anything we've learned about any president, ever? Yeah, Bill Clinton with an intro. Oh, I can't believe, doesn't sound like a Bill Clinton I know. What? Yeah, it does. Everything I have learned about Trump, good and bad, I'm like, yeah, I know the guy. Not because I went to high school with him, but because I've talked to him and I've watched him. It's true of everybody. I always say to my children, the upside is, it's not all bad. You think you're hiding things about yourself. You're really envious, or you're an alcoholic, or you're sort of secretly mean, or whatever your kind of hidden sin is.